Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolfe.
A couple spotty showers pushed through parts of the state line over the last couple of hours, really staying fairly light and scattered in nature, though. Only these spots where you saw some of the darker greens, yellows, and even a few oranges showed the steadiest of those rainfall rates. And very quickly, those were in and out of the area, already pushing mainly off to the east. A few steadier showers still out across the far eastern parts of the viewing area, now even moving closer to Lake Michigan. Back behind it, a couple of sprinkles. Can't be completely ruled out, but gradually things should dry out. Already dry with the pavement. Mercy Health Skytrack camera out in Beloit, Wisconsin. Noting a little bit more of a wind, though, back behind that cold front. And you can already see temperatures starting to fall, especially up to the north and northwest, where we're at 50 degrees in Janesville and out in Galena, 51 in Freeport, but still 58 in Dixon, 57 the current temperature at the Rockford Airport. Back behind it, you see that much cooler air mass up to our north and to our northwest. Temperatures into the 30s and 40s, and that cooler air settling in, going to set the stage for some wintry precipitation going into tomorrow. One of the things that we look very closely at when we're determining what kind of precipitation will fall is not only the surface temperature, but also the temperature just a little bit above the surface. This map shows our temperature that's really about a half a mile to a mile above the ground. And this dark blue line where that temperature is indicated to be right around that freezing mark. So notice the freezing line at the moment still up to our north. We are still above freezing, not only at the ground, but also about a mile above the ground. We're still above that freezing mark. But going into tomorrow, that freezing line settles down to our south. It won't necessarily bring surface temperatures near freezing right away, but it does indicate where we get that cooler air that starts to settle in for tomorrow afternoon, and then even more so by the evening. And so as we get that precipitation that starts to work its way in, as that cooler air filters in, that will quickly flip things over as we head through the afternoon from rain into snow. Starting with the night tonight futurecast, there's a few of those spotty showers mainly off to our east now, giving us still a little bit more in the way of cloud cover overnight tonight, but air temperature behind that front dropping down into the upper 30s. Then going into tomorrow, our initial precipitation comes down in the form of rain. These numbers show our surface temperatures sitting in the 40s for many of us as we head through the early part of the afternoon, which is why everything will start to fall as rain. Eventually, though, by late afternoon and early evening, as that cooler air starts to filter in from the north, you see some of those temperatures dipping into the mid-30s, and generally mid-30s or cooler is about what you need at the surface for any of that to switch over to snow. You may see a mixture of rain and snow tomorrow afternoon going into the evening, but the later and later you get into the evening, likely after 6, 7, or 8 o'clock, you'll see that transition over to all snow showers as our surface temperatures drop down into the low 30s. We will still likely be left with those on and off light snow showers then continuing through Saturday night and then going into Sunday morning. But the good news is that not a lot of this is going to stick to the ground because we still have very warm surface temperatures where even the road temperature may still be near or above that 40-degree mark, even though the air temperature may drop down near that freezing mark. So we will not see much in the way of accumulation on those roadways. You may see some grassy and elevated surfaces pick up about a dusting of snow, but generally those roadways will remain unimpacted until we get into Sunday when our air temperature drops down into the mid-30s. So if we get any additional light snow showers or some flurries on Sunday, that has a better chance for any of that to actually stick to the ground. It will be cold and windy on Sunday. Winds start to ease up a bit going into Monday, and then we'll eventually see our temperatures climb eventually back to the 50s even as early as the middle of next week.